Okay. Got the shelves. Got the shelves. We got the spinning coin makes its return. It even has its own light. We got the belt back. We got Pudgy Penguin stuff. We have some of my favorite books. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Read it. The 4 Agreements. Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. A Dead Pixel Ghost. 2 VeChain hats. One of my notebooks. Whoa. Updated. Love it. It's basically a near mirror piece. Yep. I need a okay. I thought you were saying it's a masterpiece. I need a mirror piece. You know what's funny? Destroy Your Illusions. I'll actually pull it up for you and show you. He's talking about one of my favorite artists named Mirror One, who I've actually kind of become friends with over the years. He every time I see him, he says hello. He knows my name. I've bought some of the autographed fine art prints from him before. Like the limited edition ones, like this one right here, like that bad boy. I have. There's only so many of these made. I think there's 100 and there's 200 of them made that are made like this. I bought at Bitcoin Miami. Is actually where I met him. Some of you might not know who Mir One is. He is one of the most famous street artists in Los Angeles ever. And he also did the artwork for Limp Bizkit's biggest album, Significant Other, the album with Break Stuff and Nookie and all that. He did the album art for that. And I actually didn't know that until a little bit after, until I really got into his stuff. And, I was the last time Jay and I were 2 times ago, we were in Miami. Mir had an exhibit at Art Basel. And this original piece here of Destroy Your Illusions is still unsold. No one has bought the original yet. And I asked him, how much? He said 100 grand. I said 100 grand, huh? And I said, if no one buys it in six months, call me. And he said, okay. So that was about 3 months ago. So I might be buying an original mirror piece, to be completely honest with you. I think that's a good way to put away 100 racks because it's going to hold its value. In fact, it's going to increase in value over time because he's one of the most world-renowned street artists in the world. So it's not like if you buy a mirror, it's not like you're throwing 100 against the wall. I mean, that will still hold its value. Not that I would ever intend on selling it, but if I had to, it would probably be worth more than that, as time goes on. So that has been something I thought about. I would much rather buy real art. That's for sure. That is for sure. I have actually thought about buying a Bored Ape here. I mean, the NFT market, it's actually kind of crazy because, we saw, I actually want to take a little bit of the beginning of the show and talk about NFTs because earlier this year, we saw an insane push from the NFTs. For instance, Canpai Pandas. Shout out to Canpai Pandas, an amazing project. I know their founder, Ice Bags. He's a really cool guy. He was even on my flight to, we sat in first class together on the way to Ben's fight. Shot the shit a little bit and things like that. And Canpai Pandas, I mean, this project was at 0.5, 0.4 of an Ethereum for a little while. I bought a Panda around 1.5 once it went up. Actually sold my Panda at 2.9, 2.8, something like that. I still have the art thing for it, but they were up and I kind of felt like the NFTs were topping off. So, that was the first NFT that, I really made like more than an Ethereum off of from selling it. And, since then they have gone down. So, if in terms of a trade, that was a correct sell. Have been thinking about buying another one back down at these prices. But that's just one example. I mean, Lil Pudgies, for instance. Lil Pudgies, I still feel like this is probably one of the good buys on OpenSea right now. Just over 1 Ethereum. Basically, if you can't afford a real pudgy penguin, this is how you get involved in the ecosystem. You still get access to the airdrops. You still, get all these things. And, the floor moves pretty quick. If you scroll down a little bit, we're already at 1.3, 1.4. Like, there's really not that many pudgies at the 105, 107 range. I mean, this one's already 1.1. You see my point here? So those have held their value pretty good. What has not held their value? Unfortunately, Sappy Seals. Sappy Seals, I bought my Sappy Seal at Rare Evo back in Denver. I still own my Sappy Seal around 0.45, 0.44 at the time. And at the time, that was actually a more expensive seal. I got one that's better rarity. My seal is in the top 10% of rarity. And I mean, seals is a really good example of what has happened to NFTs lately. They were, they were less than half an ETH. They went to, I think, just around 2 Ethereum. Let me go to analytics. Floor price. Okay, last 7 days. All right, last 90 days. All right, you can see the volume scooped up pretty hard and has come down. And the floor price was cruising around 0.7, around where it is now, and actually went above 2 Ethereum for a little bit there and flirted around 2 Ethereum again. And, lower high on the chart, came on down the hill, now back under Ethereum. And, that has happened to a lot of projects in NFTs. I'm actually kind of confused because like we saw like a mini bull run specifically in the NFT realm. What has really surprised me in the NFTs lately is the Mutant Apes. I mean, Mutant Apes, when they first came out, they were the talk of the town. It was a big deal if you had a Mutant Ape. And I think the fact that, their fall from grace, if we look at, first of all, the floor is under 2 Ethereum. That's absolutely ridiculous. I actually really like this one. I like that hat. If I was to buy a Mutant, it would have that hat. I don't know if I should buy it or not. That's the thing. Like, I'm not really that much of an NFT guy. Like, I pay attention. I look at OpenSea basically every day, but like, it's hard to tell, like, are they just going to keep falling because they lost their reputation, or are they going to make a comeback? Because, I feel like that one's pretty cool. Jada would kick me straight in the balls for buying it, but, I think it's pretty cool. And, it's at 2 Ethereum. I mean, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. I remember when they first fell to 4, the floor of 4, that was a big deal. I mean, let's look at the last 90 days for these guys. The volume plummeted straight down. The floor, we're talking over a 5 Ethereum floor back in January. Now a 2 Ethereum floor. Now, is this going to continue trending downhill? Like, what is Yuga doing? I don't know what's going on over there. And, now that Yuga has come down, the other side has just kind of been really sad. Let's look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club. There was a point in time a Bored Ape was, well over $1 million. Now the floor is 12 Ethereum. This one's kind of on its own. The next one's basically 13 ETH, but this one's for 12 ETH, $40,000. You could buy an ape. I could buy this right now, no problem, and not even feel bad about it. But like, do I want to? That's the question. Like, do I want to buy? I do like the DMT skins. If I was to get an ape, it would have the DMT skin. That one's $46,000. But like, apes should not be $46,000. Everybody, where's the one that I like? I'm going to show you this one really fast. There he is. Look at that. I like that one. That one's sick. But that one's $69,000. That's more like it. Okay, that's more like it. Like the difference when you scroll. A little bit. I'm talking a couple scrolls. You're going from 13 ETH, 12 ETH to, 20 pretty quick. And, how fast are these floors going to make your return? And the craziest part about the Bored Apes being 12 Ethereum is the pudgy penguins themselves, the real pudgy penguins. 12.35 currently they've been going back and forth with who is on the top of the leaderboard. And right now the pudgy penguins are on top at the moment. That's insane. So this is the new cream of the crop, pudgy penguins. And this floor has really had a lot of whiplashes as well. Let's take a quick look at the analytics on like the 90 day. I mean, we're talking, we were almost at a 22 Ethereum floor. Yeah, 22 Ethereum floor on February 17th. Wow. Now it's at 12.35. Crazy. And yeah, NFTs, man, like I said, like earlier this year, they had like a quick run up. Like when Sappy Seals hit 2 Ethereum, I thought to myself, should I sell my Sappy Seal? Like, could I sell my Sappy Seal? I actually like the community. I met Wob at Rare Evo. We get along well. He's a funny kid. We like had this whole skit where we like broke this watermelon and put a sticker on it. Well, he broke it, but it was a good time. It was a good time. And, you know, I like the community and I stake it for Pixel. And I think that's fun. You know, I think it's cool. But man, I it's hard to tell. Like, I don't know. Should I be buying NFTs right now? Should, like, you know, I want to know what you guys think. Like, you know, I have been, you know, asking around, like, you know, is this a good time to buy Yuga, or is Yuga on its way out? You know, like what's happening? I don't really pay that much attention to like the details. I just watch the floor prices, and you know, obviously I have some. You know, I'm down to buy NFTs if it makes sense. But you know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy right now. Let me check out the chat here for a minute. Shout out to everybody here. I do appreciate you. Got over 100 and almost 140 people in the house. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Man, yesterday, let me talk to the chat. Mr. Mojo Ryzen, Power Girl for Life, French Toaster, JC, Lucrativity, Brian Bootyhead, and Andy Philpott, Chauncey, my best friend in the whole world, Average Crypto Joe, Armand Clark, Mike Ballmer. Thank you all for being here. Kiki Mookie, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys. Yeah, so yesterday was amazing. The Art of Read, H Barbarians in the house. See, there we go. Here, you beat me to it. So man, yesterday was crazy. I interviewed no other than Shane Higdon, the co-founder and CEO of the HBAR Foundation. And hey, Shane is a cool dude. He's a cool dude. I really like him. He's confident. He knows the shit. You know, he's, you know, when you talk to somebody and like you can kind of tell they're kind of dragging their feet. Not him. This guy, like, definitely is the CEO. Like, you can talk to him and be like, oh, okay, like this makes sense. This makes sense. Like, Shane is a very smart guy. That interview is coming out today. You know, I'm going to edit it. I think I clipped the ends off, but I have to edit like one little thing in the middle. And it'll be out. I just got to make a thumbnail and put it on YouTube. So he dropped alpha on the interview, like something no one else knows about. And he literally said, like, there you go. Like, you know, I just gave you something that no one knows. Like, we can make this. This is the announcement right here on your show. And I was like, what? Like, did I hear you correctly? And I did hear him correctly. I cleaned my ears out. My back of my head is not cooperating with me. And yeah, so there's some big HBAR alpha today on the channel. Make sure you watch the interview with me and Shane Higdon. It's going to be good. It is going to be good. So we got G Money just chilling. Mochi Cat, whatever the hell that is. Best of luck with that, G Money. Best of luck. All right, so let's take a quick look at the market here. Let's keep it rolling. Share this tab instead. Bop, bop, bop. Boom. All right. Fresh refresh here. Bitcoin bounce back. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Ben and I went 25x long for our trading competition yesterday based off of the green arrow. I hope he did not impulsively get out of that trade when it wiggled down a little bit. Because I said, Ben, we didn't even investigate smaller time frames. We didn't even look at the smaller time frames. Like, you realize we're putting in a big scalp trade off the 2 hour without zooming in to time it. He said, oh, I don't care if it goes down a little bit. I'm going to ride it out. Because the last time the green arrow happened, you know, it was a 30-day trade. It ended up being like, you know, went up for 30 days, basically. You know, it not ebbed and flowed, but you know what I'm saying. And it was a long-term trade. So I'm really hoping that Ben did not talk himself into wiggling out of that trade, because we went in on it on Ben's live stream yesterday. And I actually talked him into increasing the leverage from 6 to 25 because I had a really, really big feeling it was going up. And we did it. We did that. So hopefully he's coming in here pretty soon. I think he just pulled in the driveway. So I I might run and go ask him if he impulsively bailed on that trade or not. Talked about this yesterday in my Telegram group. I put out some long positions for Optimism. I put up some long positions for the Graph. I put a long position up for HBAR. Definitely talking about some bounces here. And there's the 2 hours were looking really good. Woke up this morning. I was correct on it. Not bad. Very happy about that. And what I will say is, I think things are going to wiggle around a little bit. Like, I mean, I think the Optimism trade was around like $3 and $3.19. Nothing. I think things might have actually peeled down like a little teeny bit in the past hour. Algorand back to 24 cents. That's a big level. Let's take a quick look at the gainers and the losers, and we'll investigate some of the other charts here. Gainers and losers. All right. Let me pull this over here. Okay. It's not cooperating with me right now. I'm sorry. 1 second. Okay. There we go. Let's look at the top 300 really quick. I like to see what's coming up. Geo Bowden still moving. Oh my goodness. 62 cents. Oh, wow. This thing kept going. Look at that. We literally last week, it hit 26 cents 2 days ago on April 2nd. It's April 4th, everybody. It went to 68 cents. Last week on Mario's channel, we did the RFKJ token, did a sponsored slot on Mario's channel, and we talked at length about election-based meme coins and how much of a narrative that is as we inch closer to November. And they were like, I think, obviously RFKJ token, amazing coin, we're going to do great, but look at the other ones too. These ones they had momentum. Geo Bowden had momentum. The Trump MAGA had momentum. The baby Trump had momentum. And man, there you go. So I'm glad I had that conversation with them. I personally did not ape into any of this. I should have. I certainly should have. I was a little bit too conservative. You also can't jump into everything you hear. You know what I mean? You can't just hear something and jump into it. I used to be like that, and it used to work out sometimes, and it also used to get me in trouble. So, but yeah, the election coins are obviously a target. LCX woke up a little bit. ANT woke up 13%. The COQ, I will not call it what everyone else calls it. George called this coin. I mean, I'm talking months ago. George was talking about this coin up pretty significantly. Let's look at like the 3 month, January. I think it launched back there. When did this thing launch? Oh yeah. All right. Launched in December, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, we're talking a sweet move up here from February, being at the 0101s to the 06s. I mean, this one had a pretty sick run. Big shout out to George at Crypto R Us. Did call that one. He told me about it too in person. He asked me if I bought any. You should, bro. You should. It's gonna rip. I promise. You should. You can't say I never gave you anything. That's what he said. You can't say I never gave you anything. George, he's hilarious, bro. I fuck with George. I'm not gonna lie. I don't cuss much on the channel, but I do. He's hilarious. In person, he's a very funny dude. Core finally coming down to reality. I mean, all right, let's zoom into the top 100. Core, biggest loser in the top 100, and this makes complete sense. I mean, this thing had no chill whatsoever. This thing just pumped to oblivion and finally came down to reality. So I will take a look into that one. I wanted to trade it, but wasn't on Phemex. Definitely got to talk to them about getting that one on there. Also got to reach out to the Phemex people yesterday. I got to reach out to the Phemex people today to talk about getting maybe Gora on what do we got to do to get Gora on Phemex. I think that'd be a big help for that community as well. And shout out to Gora. I will say, Abdul, he did a really good job on the interview yesterday. I actually watched it back. I'm like making a short out of the clip out of the conversation we had. He did a really, really good job. And he's just obviously very passionate about that project. And I think it's such a sleeper project. It's such a small problem. We're talking like a $2 million market cap, everybody. I mean, this is something that's like, is it a risky pick? Yes. Would I put 10, 20% of my portfolio in it? No. But would I throw a couple thousand at it and probably watch it double? Probably. That's probably what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to support. But, Jupe down 7, Flare down 13, Whiff finally under $4, ICP down a little bit. So some things are down a little bit. And then we got Mantle has woken up in a big way. Athena, that's a coin we talked about yesterday that was, on this list that I still have no idea what it's doing. Chili's 14 cents. So Chili's, with the fan tokens and everything like that, this coin last bull run hung out around 28, 30, 35 cents over and over and over and over and over. So I feel like there's definitely an easy double up in Chili's. I don't know how far it's going to go past that, but I just remember its old range and, likely to go back to that place. That's how these things work. Near, it's funny. Actually, I did a pretty big DCA buy last night after looking at the charts right before I posted in the Telegram group. Because obviously, like, there are some people in this Telegram group that are beginners that, don't really know how to leverage trade and aren't ready to leverage trade yet. So I have been talking about like some portfolio strategy kind of stuff, maybe some picks, how to go about your pre-existing bags, how to, keep going from here, stuff like that. And, I was taking a look at Near last night. I did not buy any. It was at 640, went to almost 7. I should have, but I also, to be honest with you, yesterday, I stuck to my guns yesterday with my DCA buy. I bought some HBAR, I bought some Graph, and I bought some PYTH Pyth. Also on here, go look at the 1 hour sometimes and just get a feel for what's moving this hour. Pretty good tool here. You got Bonk down 2%, Core still falling down. Maybe that's a chart we'll look at in the show. Wormhole, Ondo back to 84 cents. And Near up 2% in 1 hour as well. I like looking at the 1 hour here. It kind of really gives you a hint at, all right, what's moving right now? Like, what can I target for a trade right now? Also Wormhole. This is something I want to check out too. I've been hearing about it. All right. Okay. Let me check the super chat here. We got Brumfield, 05 Brumfield sending in the super chat for the Rate My Portfolio segment. It is Thursday. I was literally looking at what day is it? Yep, I got you, bro. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this bad boy, and I will save that for the end of the show. If anybody else wants a, let me get a quick screenshot of this. If anybody else wants a portfolio rating, send her on in, and we will do those at the end of the show. I'm just saving this one to my photos. Y'all, I wish I could show you guys how cluttered my desk, like my home screen is on my laptop. It is literally a nightmare. I got to spend some time to organize that today. All right, I got you, Brumfield. You're in. You're locked in. I'll even pull you over into this tab here so I don't forget. Okay, cool. All right, we got Skittles McFly panicking hard. Get out of XRP. Please let people know. Man, I don't know if I can like legally do that. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand where you're coming from. I mean, let's look at the chart. What I will say is that Bitcoin has bounced, midnight last night, boom, 3%, 4% in 10 hours. And I actually really like where it bounced, everybody, because look at this. You see this level? It didn't even go down and touch it. It stayed above 65,000. We talked about this level at length, especially, during the live stream. I was kind of saying like, Ben and I were even talking about, he thought we were going to see another leg lower. And I felt that as long as Bitcoin stayed above that 65,000 level, that wouldn't be the end of the world, because, there's still a lot of levels we have to lose between, 65 and back to the 50s. And I was just like, man, like if it holds 65,000, like I'm not freaking out. If it went to, 64, I would say, okay, let's talk 58, 59, because of the volume. But it held 65 for now. We're not sure if this is the beginning of the bounce, or if this is just a dead cat, or just like, whatever. But what I will say is that you come here on the 2 hour, and Bitcoin is, it is putting in, lower highs coming this way, and it's also putting in higher lows, kind of forming somewhat of a symmetrical triangle. All right. So, it obviously has to get back above 68. And this level here, this one here is the all-time high from the last bull run. Obviously a big support resistance level. And on the 2-hour, it is coming up here to fight the 200 EMA as well. Could get rejected from the 200 EMA. That does happen. So, it is good to see it bounce, but we're not out of the woods yet. You probably see this point of intersection with, April 16th. It's going to have to go one way or the other by then. So obviously, if you are trading, I don't even care if you don't trade Bitcoin. If you're trading altcoins, and then obviously this is the new uptrend that has begun. If you are trading altcoins, you need to have alarms set on this here and here. All right. Because if this goes off and breaks down, you can front run your altcoin shorts with this going down on Bitcoin. Okay. And same thing if we break out. All right. I want you to keep a close eye on that. All right. So let's take what we know here and look at XRP. I know there are some people in the chat worried about what's going on with XRP. Let's start off with the daily. All right. There are some things on this chart that are now irrelevant from the last time we looked at it. I'll leave that support resistance. I don't think it's the worst idea. All right. Okay. So we have some little baby levels drawn in here. And basically zooming out, let's look at the big picture here for XRP. Okay. We have this big, giant, broadening, ascending channel on XRP. Okay. And, and the way XRP moves, it range is boring, pop. Range is boring, pop. Range is boring, pop. Blah, 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 pop. That's how it moves. Okay. It's not a consistent thing. It gets massive injections right away. And this one was obviously, the good court news. Okay. So where are we now? We had a little pop here that took us, November time. All right. XRP at Christmas time actually underperformed compared to everything else. And then the beginning of the year with everything else, it had its rise. But some projects put in higher highs from the 2023 high, and projects like XRP did not. And that is obviously a very bad sign in terms of, what's going on with its volatility. But what I will say is that, XRP has flirted with losing this trend line. I mean, came close here, wick down here. It actually did lose that level here, but when it lost that level, it maintained that previous high from this one. All right. So it didn't really break structure. It didn't put in a lower low, which is good to see. And now on the 2-hour, it looks like it's bouncing. I mean, look at the 2-hour. Yeah, look at that. It came right down to the support resistance to the trend line and bounced. This is not support resistance. This is the uptrend line from the daily chart. Okay, so XRP for now is respecting the trend line. I don't know what's going on with the volume, and the volume's kind of chilling right there. What I will say, we got anchor wave, trigger wave. As the price goes down, oscillator's moving up. So the oscillator is diverging from the trend of the price action, bullish divergence. And, if you literally go from the green dot right there, go long, boom, boom, boom. All right. So, XRP got a nice little injection right there on that candle, about an 8% move in 9 hours. That's pretty aggressive for XRP considering how big that cap is. And now, I mean, is this actually a really interesting spot because obviously it got an injection. Someone was feeling bullish, right? And went on in. And so what I will say in local, like smaller time frame stuff, that, it did come up here back in the beginning of the month. All right. And now look at where it is. We're talking very small time frames right now. We're talking scalp time frames. So if you would like to, if you're really trying to monitor it, you could alarm up at 59.33, 59.34, and see what's going to happen if it's going to continue to break down. I would say if we lose this little previous short, right, that previous low right there, wouldn't be surprised to see it continue to bleed. But this is actually why we set the alarm, because no one has a crystal ball. It could bounce off this and keep going. So certainly set an alarm at that level on the smaller time frames, and also go back to the daily chart and draw this. Oh, let me zoom out even further. Actually, let me first get rid of that brush stroke. Let's go to the 5-day. Okay. And draw this ascending channel. because XRP is respecting it as we speak, this uptrend. All right. If you don't know how to draw lines on TradingView, all you got to do is come over here to the little bar and click on this little button, this little guy right here, and just draw the line and just touch it to, touch the, you don't, sometimes you can, go from the wick. Sometimes you can go from the body. I prefer to draw from the body, but sometimes I draw from the wick, and sometimes I cut some of the fat off to define the line. It's kind of a case-by-case basis that you kind of figure out as you chart more. And also the reason that it's drawn touching the wick on the 5-day, I actually know why that is, because I probably drew it on the 1-day. Yeah. So, I drew it on a smaller time frame, so it's not as bad. So, yeah. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on it. We got another super chat. I don't know what the A $15, but it is is it Australian? I don't know. Paragirl for life sending in that portfolio. Let me take a quick screenshot of that, and I will save that for the second bit of the show. Oh man. All right. Boom. Got that screenshot though. I can't wait to have somebody else do that part for me, because I basically have to stop the show, and that's unfortunate. All right. I gotta scoot this thing over. Sorry about this. 1 second. All right. I'm back. All right, but let's keep looking at the charts. There's a lot of good stuff here. I really feel that there, more things are bouncing, and there are a couple levels to look at here. So I do want to investigate, possibly some more trades here. Shout out to the Glitter Queen. Shout out to Flopping Groper. When did you join this, shall we? Where's Flopping Groper? I don't see him. That's my boy. Oh, there he is. Oh yeah, I gave him a wrench too. Yeah, shout out to Flopping Groper. That's Nick, Crypto Face's brother. He is the man. Big shout out to him. And me and him, we have an interview. We actually had to push it back last week, had a scheduling conflict. But he's the man. He is the man. So let's keep her rolling here. All right. So I wanted to talk about Optimism here for a minute. I know you guys can't see it yet. This was the setup from the Telegram group last night. All right. Let's talk about this thing. First of all, it is in a Gonfan. Okay. Gonfan basically draw a 45-degree angle from, the beginning of an uptrend. And it kind of, see how it kind of just nicely falls. It kind of makes sense, right? Like you've got a fight here, rejection here, that fight there, touches here, touches there. Like, dude, Gonfans just makes sense. Like the way Fibonacci makes sense. It just so happens a lot of times it just lines up with the Gonfan. All right. And even look at like the bigger movements since, the late last year. So far this year, it has been, Optimism has respected the bit of this Gonfan. Okay, it's been in here, and interesting is that I drew this level from the bottom of when it came out to around $3 back at in the 18th, 19th of March. That level was important. That was the local low. I drew that level, and I was also kind of concerned that. I said in my Telegram group that I was worried that how Optimism fell out of the 1-1 range on the Gonfan, because the 1-1 level in Gon theory is the most important level. Okay. And, and every time in the past it has kind of flirted, it has found a way to get back into it, like over here. It's not like this hasn't happened before. Right here, we came out of we didn't go back to the bottom of the 3-1. We kind of stayed at the top of the 2-1 and got back into the 1-1. All right. And, even the conditions there, in between the 200 and the 50 EMA, had a green dot form on market cipher B, green in the money flow, kind of a similar situation to where the price is now, in between the 200 and the 50 EMA, we have an anchor wave forming here on market cipher B. I bet you pretty soon here on the daily, I bet my bottom dollar in the next couple of days, there will be a green dot that prints right there on market cipher B as this, this wave is forming as we speak on the daily chart. So let's zoom on in here. All right, I set this level. I obviously set alarm that level, because if we really lose that level, that is your short. And I actually think we're going to bounce off of that. Okay. This is actually the moment where I posted it and I said, hey, don't go long right now. This is the idea. The idea was off the 2 hour that we're going to bounce. All right. I said, don't go long right here because it's still testing the EMA, and it could bleed down and bounce off the support resistance level. Look what happened. Look at what happened. It came down, it touched the support resistance level, and it went boom, 6% in 10 hours from midnight. Called it. Like, I called. Like, this is like, AJ, yes. Like, I get very excited when things work out this beautiful. That was a sick call. That was a sick call. And it all really came from the 2 hour. So kind of my process is, you look at the daily chart, right? You look at the daily chart, you get a feel for where it is, you get a feel for the tendencies. It's like in the lower band of this uptrend, overall, it's been consistently moving up. It generally stays in the 1-1 of the Ganfan. It comes down here, it puts this low in, it comes down, and I'm like, no, like, I think that it's going to bounce, but I think it's going to test the support resistance level, put it in the low, and go from there. And that's what happens. So you start on the daily, you zoom into the 2 hour, and then if you really want to time the trade, if you're going to scalp it, you're not going to scalp from the 2 hour. You're going to scalp from smaller time frames. So you're going to come in and investigate on the smaller time frame. So now, it's in a precarious spot, because look at this. So, see how it trades below the 50 EMA. All right. That's bearish continuation. See how the price action stays below the EMA. All right. Well, finally here, it broke above that after it touched the floor here and came up. Also, this is why I really like the 12-minute time frame. I don't know why I like the 12-minute, but I just do, because it's in between the 10 and 15. All right. And you see a lot of perfect divergences on this. I mean, look at this. You see how the price is going down, and then look at this. You see how that is trending up, and the money flow is coming, kind of falling out. The RSI is pushing up. The VWAP move, like that is so perfect confluence with Market Cipher. Like, that is how you use Market Cipher. Like, I swear, I like high IQ for the top part. I will consult this if like I am really looking into a trade. As you can see, there's not much on the 12-minute right now, and that is a good accessory. I like using it. But Market Cipher B, this is the one that I consult first. I use both of them. They're both good tools, but Market Cipher B is my home base for my oscillator, because it really combines, the RSI and everything into one. So now, we're in a precarious position. The price action below. Now we finally got the price action above the 50 EMA, the price action above the 200 EMA. Okay. So now we kind of want to see, is this thing, it is kind of bleeding down on the 12-minute, but that doesn't mean we necessarily go short. Okay. That doesn't mean we necessarily go short. First of all, here's the previous high. Okay. And I bet if you wanted to get like a baby scalp from here to the 200, you might be able to get like a 0.5% out of it if you really wanted to push it. But I think that is very possible that, it comes and tests this EMA. I think it's going to go bet and kind of continue like that. That would be my best guess. But, we did get the majority of the move there. And shout out to the Telegram group. Anybody who nailed that trade, y'all are awesome. We nailed it, guys. We're winning trades left and right. Luke Rivety says, I'm still riding this. How high will it go? Well, man, it is curving the wrong way on small time frames right now. It's pretty blatant off of the 12-minute, even has a little bearish divergence going that way, but we are in the green. The point of control is that from the visible range volume profile is actually right at that previous high. So, I mean, I feel like you're going to bleed probably at least a full % or two. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want you to sit in the trade all the way to 310, because if we lose this, by then we will have lost both the EMAs, and we would start a more not the best structure. But I mean, I if I were you, I would kind of pick a level like in between here and here, where you could just sneak out of it, because like, I mean, if you got in at 305, I mean, you're still up 3%. Hopefully you're using a fair bit of leverage. If you're using 10 or more, you're up 30. So if you want to stay in now, you can. If you want to scale out now, you can. I mean, it's already a winning trade. I'm waiting for the retest of the 200. That's really what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see, is this, because how the price action stays below the 50 here, that's bearish continuation. Is the price action going to stay above the 50 here? But right now it's coming to test that. So, I mean, you can be patient and wait for a bullish test, or take the win and walk away. I mean, it's one or the other. You never went broke taking profits. I mean, you can ride it out if you want to. Where did Slum Doge go? I actually met him at Rare Evo. Not Rare Evo, the Influencer Awards, where I won the Golden Upvote. He's a really nice guy. All right. The SEC is going after Costco for selling a non-security hot dog. That's something they would do. That is something they would do. Flop and Groper, appreciate the compliment, my friend. Andy Philpott, $10 Canadian. I'm not sure what it's for, but I do appreciate the super chat. I don't know if there's a portfolio attached to that I'm not seeing or whatever, but definitely let me know. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. Oh, wow, it's already 10:18. Damn, this time just flies by on me. There's so many charts I want to look at too. So many charts. Let's take a quick peek at the graph. Kind of a similar situation here. Late last night, I was kind of noticing how it was putting in this little baby uptrend here. Of course, what does the graph do? The graph disrespects this uptrend, but then respects the downline of the downtrend. So this would have been a tough one to nail. Basically, like if it loses this, it's okay as long as it holds that. But some people might have, seen that and gone down 1% and got out or got stopped out. So that was a harder trade to be in. But if you got in the trade and rode it out off the bounce, that was an 8% win. So that was definitely a really good call. But it was hard to time this one. Hard to time it right. Like even if you got in here, went down 2%, and then went up 5%, I mean, that's still a win. But did you ride it out? That's the question. That's one of the trust the process type trades right there. And this is kind of a similar situation to Optimism. It has a little higher. You got a double high kind of scenario here, double top, and it's kind of coming on bleeding down the hill here. But the advantage that it has is that what's the difference between this top and this top? I'll give you a second to think about it. What's the difference between that top and the top that just happened? Couple things. The main thing is the EMAs. Look at here how the 200, this was a test of the 200 when it put in this high over here. It came up, barely beat it, and got shut right back down. Look, barely beat it, shut back down. Barely beat it, shut back down. Okay. That was the trend there. It was getting beat by the 200 repeatedly. All right. And kind of look at the conditions on market cipher as well. Wasn't heavy in the green, kind of pushing down. Now it's much heavier in the green, much more bullish scenario here. And then also look at the EMAs now. Now the EMAs are crossed. This is only the 12-minute, but it's still relevant because on this time frame, that's what's happening. I mean, if you can kind of go back and test, I mean, there are times where a cross on the 12-minute ends up being significant. I mean, look at this cross right here. Right here, what was this? 6% move over 12 hours. Look at this one here. 12.8% move over 2 days. Look at this one over here. 11% move in 12 hours. Like, it's not a larger time frame. It's not as significant as a larger time frame, but indicators still matter on smaller time frames. Okay, if you see something like that on the daily, it's obviously much more important. But when you see, if you're scalping the market like we are, obviously this makes sense. But obviously, similar to Optimism, I think the graph is going to bleed down and retest these EMAs. it is nice that it went back to 35. It sucks that it put in a double top, but it could come down here, test the EMA, push and keep moving and eventually break it. Nothing ever goes directly in one direction. So obviously we're going to have like these levels set. I wouldn't even really hate, setting an alarm like here, because, this level has been tested back here, right there, got rejected right there, right here. Obviously the big one right there. That's an important level on the graph. That's at exactly 34 cents. Okay. Hopefully we can hold that level up because, that's right around where the EMAs are as well. So a little bit of TA on the graph there for you. So boom, boom, boom. Obviously super bullish. How, called some trades in the group yesterday. Nailed them very well. Not hating on that at all. Actually, I wanted to take a quick look at HBAR. Obviously, big shout out to Shane Higdon. Super grateful. Had an opportunity to interview the CEO of the HBAR Foundation yesterday. Man, that was cool. And I'm really excited to share that with you today. So when you see that interview today, definitely give it a watch, give it a listen. Make sure you smash the like. Comment down below what you like about the interview, stuff like that. I am really trying as hard as I can to get high quality content like this, get these big interviews from leaders of the blockchains we love so much. I'm giving it help. I really do appreciate all of your support. So AJ, good question. Do you use SMAs too or only EMAs? Basically, I have experimented using both, and sometimes I would kind of just get confused on which was which. And I feel like you would have to be using a very specific strategy to just use SMAs. You know what I mean? And most of the time when I ran between SMAs and EMAs, it didn't really make that much of a difference. I have played with SMAs a lot, which simple moving averages might be asking, but generally I stick with EMAs. What do you think about Doge? I think when Doge starts moving, it starts moving, and it's moving. So I think I'm not scared to buy some Doge right now. Anyway, I wanted to take a quick look at HBAR. Yeah, definitely check out that interview. It's going to be awesome. So I saw, very similar thing, kind of price going down, bullish divergence, was heavy in the red, but, anytime you can get a bull div and it held the support resistance level. I was talking about, how many times have we talked about on HBAR, everybody? How many times have we talked about, look, alarm at 10? How long have we been talking about this 10-cent damn level on HBAR? All right. This is the level. Okay. And I saw it coming down and I did not think it was going to get breached. I did not think HBAR was going to lose this level. All right. We are looking at the 2-hour here. We had a bullish divergence as well. And that's kind of what gave it away for me. We are up 4% in the past 14 hours. That checks out. I put the position up, around 9:30 last night. So, that was about how long ago it's been, there was this kind of idea around here, the kind of respecting this uptrend ended up really not working, but this uptrend still kind of has played out like how other things have bounced off of it. And stuff like this is why angles are so important in crypto. And stuff like that is actually really why I pay attention to GON fans. Because like if you say you drew this level right here on this level being respected, and then we lose it, but then we get rejected from it, and then we get rejected from it, and then we fight over it. Like it's just a line on a chart, but the chart it's like a magnet to that line. Like that's significant, everybody. That is significant. That stuff is like actually fascinating. Yeah. So this was the level that was alluded to. And obviously, we had a bounce about 5% on that was a level we talked about yesterday. And now, it has come down a little bit further. So last night, it was kind of about, watching this, making sure 10 cents doesn't get broken. And then, around 9 o'clock last night, this was one of the last positions I posted. And the reason I actually only posted it on the 2-hour, because I was talking about DCA picks and I was saying that I don't think HBAR is going to lose the 10-cent level, and I think it's going to bounce, and it has done that. So there you go. All right, we got one more portfolio coming in here from Connor Lang. So I got 3 today. Those are the 3 I'm going to do. Please, anybody else, don't send in a portfolio in. I got 3, and I'm going to do those 3. So let me screenshot this bad boy. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, Altcoin Daily posted a portfolio yesterday, and I gave it a rating. Definitely check out that tweet if you haven't. It's actually kind of an interesting little rant from yours truly. All right. And of course, Hexen and Tino posts. All right. I'll do that one fast at the end. Oh, he was last. All right. Okay, let's do this thing. I have $20,500. My guy, 05 Brumfield, $5 super chat. Appreciate the super chat, everybody. Okay, also, first of all, this is the Rate My Portfolio segment. I love doing this segment. Don't always do it, but I'm available to do it at the end of the show every Tuesday and Thursday. This segment was a big hit when this channel first started. So I do really still enjoy doing them every now and then. So I keep the door open in case anyone wants a portfolio rating. I will do Hexentino, but after Hexentino, please don't send any more portfolios because it is kind of towards the end of the show, but I still want to give these portfolios the respect they deserve. So after Hexentino, no more portfolios. So, all right. Brumfield, $5 super chat. Appreciate you. 20,500 looking for a 7.5x. Okay. Cardano, way too much of it owned for over a year. At least that's good. Algorand, 11%. Doge, 10.4. Graph 9.3, HBAR 8.3, VeChain, Matic, Link. Okay. So I don't care if you held 48% of the graph. I don't care if you held 48% of HBAR or Algorand or my favorite coin. If you hold 48% of anything, your portfolio has terrible distribution. Because if anything goes wrong with that project, anything goes wrong, one little hiccup or internal beef, whatever, even if it's Cardano, shit happens in crypto. We've seen, look at Luna. Luna was a top 10 coin. Luna was untouchable. And we've seen what happened. And this is why we diversify. I would never suggest anybody to be that heavy into anything. All right. And you're also you're putting the fate of your bull run inside of a top 10 coin completely. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I would rather have my risk spread out a little bit more. But basically you're saying that you're trying to 7.5x. You're saying that Cardano is going to 7.5x. That's what you're saying. Let's look into it. What would that entail? What would that look like? What has to happen for, Cardano to put up that kind of number? I'm getting this to the wrong tab here. Okay, so let me share this tab instead. Let me go to Cardano twice. Did get beat by Dogecoin. Very unfortunate. So, right now, what would even, Cardano, man. For it to get to $3.50, we're talking, 500%, which is not a 7x, would require $123.5 billion. Okay. I would really like to see a $5 Cardano, to be honest with you. And that would be 176, which would be, 7.5. Okay. I like it. I think Cardano can do it. Although that's a lot of money. 176.4 billion. That's a lot of money. You think what was Cardano's market cap at its previous all-time high? Where did it really go? 1 second. We kind of consider. I like to consult Messari for these things here. MESSARI.io for anyone who doesn't know. This is a very useful site. Good, a lot of tools here. Okay, so September 2nd, 2021, we're talking a $3.10 Cardano, which is still down 81% from its all-time high. Holy shit. So September 2nd, 2021, right? It didn't pop in November. It pumped it September. And things like that, like those little things like that is why it's so hard to hold 50 coins, because When someone has a 30 coin portfolio, I'm like, dude, you're not going to time this correctly. It's just not going to happen. So September 2nd. So TradingView, ADA. I know you guys can't see it yet. Market cap, ADA. Okay. Share this tab instead. Let's go to the 5-day. Okay. So here's the all-time high. I've been here before. So about 100 billion, 101 billion was Cardano. Obviously, the supply has had to have grown a little bit between now and then. And, just like a lot of things on the 5-day, there is a big bearish divergence playing out on the 5-day. Just like this bullish divergence saved us, there is a bearish divergence on the 5-day. But I am hoping, the hope here is with this, a lot of 5-day bearish divergences, even on the market cap charts, that the fight at the EMA saves us and that there is ultimately a bull cross. That is the hope there. So really, we don't want to see Cardano, its market cap, dip below 16.3 billion. If it does that, we broke structure and it's basically a wrap. So, last time we're talking Cardano got to, $1 billion, $100 billion. Okay. So, what does that look like if it only gets to there? All right. $2.83. But that's not a 7.5x. So, like I said, Cardano needs to get to around 175, 176 billion. It needs to almost double. It needs to do what it did last time and add another cool 75 billion. Man, I don't know. I'm not saying Cardano can't do it. That's not what I'm saying. You all know I'm actually bullish on Cardano. I own Cardano. I'm a member of the Cardano community. But I would not suggest anybody having a distribution like this. No way. No way. You couldn't talk me into holding that much of my favorite coin. It's just not, it's too scary, bro. If you believe that hard, all right. But, I don't know, man. I don't mind your other picks. I would like this bag a lot better if it was more distributed out. If you had these exact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coins evenly distributed across it, I would like your bag a lot more. A lot more. Okay. Not telling anybody to sell their Cardano or anything like that. I love Cardano. I hold Cardano. But Cardano is an anchor pick. Cardano is an anchor pick. You know how on my $10,000 build that we did on this channel, it is the smaller market cap coins get the heaviest distribution. I'm leading with HBAR, the Graph Algorand. And then, the chain link has less than that because chain link's a bigger market cap. And then, there's the XRP and the Cardano, the top 10 picks, basically. Those coins are both 6% because they are anchors. They're kind of more like insurance. They're of risk to protect, you don't want to take full risk. You know what I mean? So you invert it. If it has a bigger market cap, it has a smaller distribution. That's how I built that portfolio. And I built it that way on purpose because that, for the most part, is my strategy. So when you see someone just 50% top 10 coin and then a couple other good coins, but smaller distributions, I mean, dude, let's be honest. You have $20,500, 10%, your 10% Doge, 9% Graph, 11% Algorand. That's only $2,000. That's only $2,000. You're not giving yourself a room to run. You know what I mean? $2,000 of Algorand, that's not enough. That's not enough to really do something significant. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to beat you up, bro. I'm not, I just, your distribution, man, you got to work on that. You guys really got to make sure you're spread out. I mean, like I said, look at Luna last year, dude. No one saw that coming. No one saw that coming. It was a safe pick locked in the top 10. Nothing could happen to it. And I'm not saying that's going to happen to Cardano. Okay. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it could happen to any coin at any day, at any time. And that's why we diversify. All right. So I don't hate your bag. I think your goal of a 7.5 actually isn't far-fetched. I think it's possible. But I really can't give you anything higher than a 77. Yeah, I can't put you in the 80s. The distribution just isn't there. Yeah, I've heard of Charter 3. Work facts, no, but Charlie the Charlie with the 3. Yeah, I have heard of that. Yeah, got that $2 shill, bro. Appreciate it. Brumfield, I don't hate your bag, bro. And I think you'll probably achieve your goal is what really matters. But dude, that distribution scares the shit out of me. All right. Paragirl for life. Got $18,500. Looking for a 10. 40%. All right. So this is actually putting my theory to the test. If you led, a massive big chunk of your portfolio with my favorite coin, would I like it? No. HBAR is one of my favorite coins, without a doubt, in my top 3 favorite coins, 100%. And I wouldn't do this. You need to, that distribution is terrifying. Is that a significant amount of HBAR? Hell yeah. If you're still consistently DCAing and you're going to buy other stuff and just leave that HBAR there, fine. It's going to do great. But I still would not advise being that top heavy into anything. I just wouldn't advise it. You never know. I already made the Luna example. You never know. That's why you diversify. Quant 21 donated XRP. I'm sorry for your XRP, and I hope it stops getting suppressed. But I have a feeling the suppression of XRP will continue. Algorand 18%. Trying to pull from XRP into Python or PAL, of course. I wish you did that a couple months ago, but I don't think it's a bad idea even now. Look at where Python sits. Look at where PAL sits. They're still relatively low market cap coins. They have a lot of room to run. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. Okay. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. Yeah, 4 coins. I don't hate that, but I would like it more if it was 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. That distribution is scary. And the funny thing is that I love all 4 of your picks. They are good. I am worried about XRP, and obviously so are you. So at least we're on the same page there. I think if you're going to lead with, almost half of your bag into a coin, it would be better to do that with HBAR than Cardano, because HBAR has a much smaller market cap and it's a lot more room to run. I mean, let's just be honest here. Let's just be honest. Look at this. Let's just go and look at the most basic metric we can look at. Okay. Let's come here. Okay. Cardano, currently a $20 billion market cap. Okay. $20 billion market cap for Cardano. Sorry, you guys can see that for a second. Okay. So for Cardano to double, regardless of tokenomics, it basically needs another 20.7 billion with a B dollars. I'm not going to get into the multiplier and all the way things are evaluated. I'm not getting into any of that. Just basic math. If the market cap doubles, so does the price, without talking about tokenomics or the multiplier. Okay. So that's a lot of money. We can agree how much money $20 billion is. Come down to Hedera, 3.56 billion. So what's more likely to double? What's more likely to triple? You realize that if Hedera doubles more than 2 times, it would still be less than Cardano, right? Because it has the ability to double because of how small it is. 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 24, 24 to 48. You see my point? Instead of 20 to 40 to 80 to 160 to, you know what I mean? Like, dude, that's crazy. This is why I'm targeting all these coins, because they actually have the ability to do what Cardano did before. I'm literally been targeting this entire time, the entirety of AJ Wright's crypto. Do I like Matic? Yes. Do I own Matic? Yes. Is that a lot of my bag? No. Do I like Avalanche? Yes. I like Cardano. I like Doge. I mean, I hold a lot of coins, like very small, couple $1,000s. But, I kind of do that out of because I there's a lot of things that I feel like I have to hold. But that's not like the bulk of my portfolio. You know what I mean? I probably have like $20,000 of coins that I hold kind of just for the metric of being able to experience the pump. But that's not like my strategy. Like, that's not the strategy part of my portfolio. The bulk of my portfolio is very, very detailed. But I probably hold way more coins than I should. But I also do it to be a part of it as well. So there's that too. You have to take that into account. But my point here is that this whole time in AJ Wright's crypto, I've been targeting all the things that are basically $4 billion and below. And that is because these have the ability to double. Algorand under 2 billion right now, under 2 billion, 2, 4, 8, 16. Like that's a lot of doubles, and it's still smaller than Cardano. You see my point? So let me go back to the point here. Paragirl. So I obviously I would not advise leading with anything, but mathematically, leading with HBAR is probably smarter than leading with Cardano. That is still a disgusting distribution. I would not advise it to anyone's portfolio. Your coin selection is amazing. I think your coin selection, for the most part, aligns with your goal. I don't think XRP is going to 10x. There is probably not a scenario where XRP 10x's. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. I would think maybe like a 6 or 7. Okay. Don't quote me on that. Someone's going to clip that. It's going to be on Twitter tomorrow or in an hour or so. So there's that. And then, I like your picks. I just don't like your distribution. So same, despite the fact I like your bag, I gave the last guy a 77. You're getting a 78. I like the coin that you led with more, but your distribution's not good. It's not, you can't do that. It's nope. I can't support it. I think you're the likelihood of you achieving your goal isn't bad, but your distribution could really get you in trouble. Connor Lang, please rate my portfolio. Only got 7 Gs, and that's okay, man. 30 algo, 20 the graph, 20 HBAR, 15 alluvium, 15 jasmine. Goal is 50,000, so just under an 8. Well, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean that's not bad. I mean, I like, dude, like 30% Algorand. That's still like really, that's scary distribution, man. Like I that's not as bad as the other ones, but that's still like you guys are just leading with the coin you pick, and I get it. I get it. Honestly, like right now, I'm kind of doing the same thing with the graph with my deep pocket bag. I do hold a lot of graph, so yeah, I don't hate this one. I don't hate this one. I think the likelihood of you achieving your goal is strong. I don't mind the Jasmine pick either. I think Jasmine's going to do fine. It has done pretty well. I think it's going to keep pumping. Alluvium's a pretty good pick. HBAR algo. You got to have it. You clearly watch the show, and I appreciate you, Connor. Yeah, man, I think you'll be fine. Would I hate it if you added something? Connor, the only thing I'm going to ask of you, my friend, Connor, is that, you only have $7,000 right now, and it's April 4th, 2024. Connor, I want you to work overtime. I want you to take a second job. I don't care if you become a social media manager. Right now is the time to really get as much in as we can. We are sticking to the Bible of the halving cycle, dude. We are sticking to the Bible of the halving cycle. And, a year and a half from now, we're supposed to see the top of the market. It could be before, it could be after. But what I'm saying right now, we have an opportunity. Even if the prices dip down a little bit more, even if we have crashes, whatever, at the end of the day, there's a bull run at the end of the story. And I want people as hard as they can to really take that into account and to maximize this opportunity that you have. I mean, $7,000. Hey, man, that's a great start, dude. That's a great start. You know how many people wish they had a $7,000 portfolio? I mean, that's a hell of a good start, dude. But keep going, Connor. Keep going. I talked about this in the Telegram group yesterday. Some people, it's just like they don't see it, or maybe they don't see it, or they think they can't do it. I think right now is the time where don't order an extra appetizer. Don't go out to the movies as much. Kind of do whatever you can to maximize your opportunity. Because right now, if you go and buy a hoodie for $60, you didn't think crypto here. You didn't just spend $60 on a hoodie. You spent $600. Whatever you spend, multiply it by 10. And that's what you lost. So if you spend $100 on a light, you didn't spend $100. You spent $1,000. Because if you put it in crypto, that's what it would have gone to. Or you see my point here? So Connor, systematically do what you can. because even the wording, I only have $7,000. Well, that's a good start, man. That's a hell of a good start. But I know that you can keep going and make the most out of this opportunity. They don't come often. Okay. So best of luck, Connor. In terms of a score, yours is the best one so far. It's closer to an even distribution. You have conviction in a couple coins and your goal isn't unrealistic. I'm going to give you like an 86. Good job, Connor. Okay, there was Hexentino, €6. I didn't screenshot this one. 6K Pulse, then Pulse X, then IVL, 2K Phantom, Gala, Graph, AI, meme coins, 5 to 6X target, your max target prediction. Well, it would be a lot easier for me if it was percentages, Hexentino. But I mean, I don't really, I'm not going to take a public stance on Pulse. I'm not going to take a public stance on Pulse, and I'm not going to give you, I make videos out of price predictions, so I'm not going to go through and give my prediction for every coin. And I also don't know. I mean, you have 2K, 4K, 6K, 8K, 10K, so you have a $12,000 portfolio, and so 1/6 of your portfolio is, I don't know what AI coins or meme coins you have. So there's already a piece of the pie there that I can't account for. So basically, and 4,000 out of your 12,000 portfolio is in the hands of Richard Hart. So may God have mercy on your soul. Best of luck. I'm not taking a public stance on it, but I am going to say that the distribution isn't the worst. I wish you kind of had more fundamentally sound coins. It's going to suck when I feel like the Graph and Phantom are probably your big winners. Maybe Gala, maybe. But at the end of the day, you're really only trying to 5 and 6X. And if you don't 5 to 6X with that portfolio, it's Richard Hart's fault. So with that said, I'm going to give you like a 72. Good luck. Charlie. All right. This is the last one. I'm actually done with Charlie here. This is the last one. Chauncey Peppertooth said no ice cream. Exactly. All right. $10 super chat, Charlie. I do appreciate you. Hi, AJ. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, Charlie. My portfolio is $41,000. My goal is a 5X. Sorry, we are talking a realistic person here. We have 21% Solana, 15 render, ICP, near quant, HBAR, Alluvium, PAL, AVAX, bro. Come on. You have an 8 to 9X bag, and you're only asking for a 5. And this is kind of more like it. Your front runner is a top 10 project. That's not my favorite. I would not suggest top 10ing your front runner, but it's not the worst top 10 project. If you were going to front run a top 10, it would probably be Solana, to be honest. Actually, I am going to say that if I was to make a portfolio where I front ran a top 10 coin, it would be Solana, period. Render, ICP, near quant, 8. Yeah, dude, that's a rock solid bag, Charlie. And the fact your goal is only a 5X, you're going to kill it. I mean, the rate my portfolio is seriously about the likelihood of you achieving your goal. And Charlie, that bag is going to 5X. So you get a 97. Great job. The distribution solid. Okay. And Marsh said, why is 30% bad? I don't think 30% is bad. I'm just saying that you really got to want to focus on an even distribution. Like you're going to front run. I'm not saying 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying like 17%, 15, 15, 13, 10, 6, 7, something like that is a little bit more sound, because even if your front run goes wrong, you're not completely cutting your head off, because anything could go wrong at any time. You have to take that into account. This is still crypto here. Nothing is guaranteed, which is why I would advise, a rational distribution between 8 to 10 coins. No more than 10, unless you're a professional trader. If you're a professional trader and you can manage a bag that big on time, fine. But if you're not a professional trader, don't just throw money at letters, because you're not going to time it right. You're just going to go up and you're going to ride it right back down to the bottom. I've seen it happen 100 times, dude. So it's not that 30% is a bad thing. People are sending them in now at the end, and I can't not do them because we're on a roll. You know, we have 230 people here. This is a great show. It's probably my best show of the week so far. But let's just do the damn thing. I read Jason Pixton's chat before I read the portfolio. Volatile Crypto, $10 super chat. I do appreciate you. I think you should have spent this $10 to diversify your bag a little bit more. All right, 53% Caspa, 17 Myro, 9 Cardano, 8 HBAR, Quant Algo, gold's a 15x. All right, dude. All right. Well, first of all, man, the fact that you're holding over $75,000 in Caspa right now, dude. Oh my God, Jesus. All right, let's do this. I should have just said sorry and ignored it. I should have just said sorry and closed the show like I said I was going to. But I'm too nice. But I'm so nice, I mean. Okay. What we have here is a clean Caspa chart. And that's not the one I want. I need the longer Caspa chart. No. Okay. All right. Fine. All right. The point here is that Caspa had this insane run from 1 penny to 20 pennies, 1,000%. Okay. You need that to happen again. But more, because your goal is actually a 15x, which is an irrational goal, by the way. Completely irrational. So you're telling me that Caspa, which is the whole of your bag, by the way, is going to $2. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. And then all the other coins you hold have to do that too. Or Caspa has to overperform. I want you to realize it's at 13 cents. And for your goal to work out, you by 25, let's actually put this into perspective for you here. By the end of 25, you are talking to be here. So here we are. You can't even see the candles. Okay, let me zoom in on this. You can actually see the perspective. You want to be. I'm actually scrolling through Oblivion right now. Through the darkness. Let me just go candles here. Do you see my point? Actually, you can't even see the price action because my head's in the way. Do you see my point? After this thing already has done nothing but pumped 1,000%. And now you're putting your entire bag on the line. Terrible distribution, reckless distribution into a coin that already pumped 1,000%. To a coin that on the 5-day chart has one of the most disgusting bearish divergences in crypto. Look at this. Look at this, dude. Price go up. Anchor wave, trigger wave. The Caspa's entire history is a bearish divergence on the 5-day. Okay. Not only that. On the daily, what I'm saying, dude, is if Caspa loses this level, 9.8, pull the parachute. Pull the parachute if Caspa loses that level. Not being rude, not being mean, but that is the level for Caspa. 9.8. If Caspa loses that level, you're out. You're out. You might not recover from that. Especially when you look at it like this and realize that here's the volume, okay, on the large time frame. There's a massive gap in the volume that doesn't pick up back to here. The point of control in the entirety of the chart is actually below. It's in the wrong value area. It's in the value area low. If Caspa went to the point of control, you're talking a 66% drop. If Caspa goes to the support resistance level, which it very well could, would be a 26% drop. But you have a 15x goal, and we are going, hold on, let me, okay. Oh, there it is. There it is, all the way up there. So you are literally saying, dude, that is not going to happen. Okay. That's literally impossible. I don't, sometimes I feel mean when I do these, but I don't know how to say things that are true with that people might not want to hear. I'm trying to sound nice when I say it, but like, I don't know how to, you're not going to like what I say. Right. So, all right. So for Caspa to get to $2, see the market cap, that's not that bad actually, but that is one hell of a run. I'm talking one hell of a run. I've never seen anything like, that's a sick run, dude. I think Caspa could get to $1. I do. But do I think Caspa could get to $2? That is a reach, man. I am going to say that. I hope I'm wrong for your sake and for that distribution on that portfolio, bro. I hope I'm wrong, but it's your money. 62. That's your score. It's your money. Man, you could have a much with that much. The messed up thing, Volatile, is that you actually have money. You actually have a bag. You could actually remove your ego from the situation and say, you know what? I'm not the smartest person in the universe. Maybe holding 53% Caspa isn't a good idea. Why don't you just hold 100% Caspa? Why don't you just sell all your Myro, sell your ADA, sell your HBAR, and just buy more Caspa? That's what you're doing. Because regardless of what Myro, Cardano, and Algorand do, regardless of what Quan does, your entire bull run is tethered to one coin. Why would you do that to yourself? You are cutting your own head off. You're kneecapping yourself on a coin that already exploded. Like, where did you buy your Caspa? That's really what I want to know. I feel like you probably already should have sold it. And you know why I feel that way? Because when Caspa did what it did, I tried. I was saying to people, dude, why are you still in that bag? You know why? One, I do TA for a living. Two, you see this right here. You see that bad boy? That is the first lower high. All right. And that was the beginning of the Caspa downtrend. All right. And then after that, on the 2-hour, Caspa went below the 50 EMA. If you didn't sell here, no one would have sold here because they think it's going to go back to the double top. So you probably wouldn't have sold here because you think, oh, we're still at the top of the range, so we're going to go around. Where you could have sold is the point where you lost the 50 EMA. No one in their right mind is going to sell up there. Okay. But you could have realized, oh, we just lost the EMA and we just put in a lower high and 22% in 30 days. 22%. We're actually down 30% from the past all-time high. And another level that's important with Caspa is obviously, that's not even really a support resistance. You don't want to lose this trend line. You don't want to lose this low either at 11 cents. You basically got to ask yourself, like, when is this downtrend going to end? So, it's your money, man. I wouldn't advise to be 50% the graph, and the graph is like one of my most bullishest picks. I wouldn't do that to VeChain. I wouldn't do that for HBAR or Algorand. Nobody. You want to have distribution, man. You don't want to cut your own head off. And the fact your goal is a 15x is absolutely ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. Got another portfolio, and then I'm done. 1 second. I have to check one thing. One little thing I have to check. I'm gonna check. Sorry, I'm reading something. Interesting. Okay. So we have 100K, 8X, 10K in each. Okay. We got someone rational. We got the rational guy here. Algorand, Graphet, Gala, Link, Neutron.ftm, ADA. You're looking for an 8X. You have 10,000 in each bag, at $100,000 bag, completely even distribution. Yeah, that's great. That's much more like it. You have an even distribution. Did you just buy this bag? Because you probably wouldn't have an exactly even distribution if you didn't just buy it. But that's more like it. That's more like it. And especially with the 8X goal, that's very level-headed. Man, that's much better. Give that like a 90. Good job. Okay. Yeah, and it is, I'm not like trying to be rude to Volatile. I'm just being honest about this stuff, man. Like, I don't want to. When I see someone making a mistake, how clear do I have to be? You know what I mean? But what do I know? I'm just AJ Writes Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.